My dear Platinum subscribers, welcome to this new update about the monthly price trajectory for March. And I would like to go with you together through the file. And before I start, I would like to welcome the new members and also to tell them that it's very important. You need to do it only one time to read the introduction of the document, and I have there also a link to a video to understand the price trajectory itself, and once you do that, this will be valid for each and every update I do. Thank you so much, and now I would like to go into the price trajectory for March. The price trajectory for March is quite interesting, and as always, I advise to go through the global astrology. You have it in the calendar itself, and we have there also a section for BTC that I really repeat here because it's important to understand that these are taken into account in a very detailed way in order to come up with the price trajectory. We do have two long-term aspects shaping the price trajectory of this very complex month. You saw the global astrology. We do have two eclipses. We have also two important ingresses in tropical and in the sidereal zodiac, and we have Mercury and Venus both turning direction, so they will be retrograde and conjunct at some moment in time. And with all this, for BTC specifically, we have a long-term negative mid-intensity aspect from Saturn, which is exact on March the 9th. It is negative, like mentioned, and mid-intensity with Saturn, it can really last 4 months, even 5 months before and after it is exact. So it's a long-term influence that we already feel in the price action. I filmed this now on the 16th of February, so quite early, just to prepare you for this complex month, and it is something that it's not surprising. So we will have some negative energy for sure, although we have many positive as well, as you saw in the global astrology. And we have here in the mid of the month, so it's a bit after, exact on March 18th, a positive aspect from Neptune, which is long term. And coming from Neptune, this can be even 6 months. 6 months that we feel it before and after. Also before, I think you agree that even at the end of 2024, we got already this nice increases that happened. Of course, the political landscape and everything played a part of it, but it's this Neptune that would really increase the market cap for BTC, and this is, I don't know how good news for the altcoin people, so to speak, interested people, and we are many in this area. So we need, bottom line is that we need a lot of liquidity, so for the whole crypto market cap to increase, if we want to bring down BTC dominance and to have more about others' dominance in report to the total market value of crypto. So yes, this will bring with it usually price increases as well, I would say, because yes, it's Bitcoin, and we will have interesting months ahead with the second part of the month stronger. And now with this, so we remember the 9th of March and the 18th of March, these are reflected. And I explained this in the introduction, so this is not the price. It is really a point system that would really consider all the planetary influences that come from outer planets. Like in this case, we have Neptune and Saturn. You saw that each month there are different planets influencing it. Then it takes into account the influences that are brought by all other fast-moving planets from Mars onwards, so Mars, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and even the Moon. So for the Moon, I take all the aspects. It's like a average of all the Moon aspects that are relevant for the day. Therefore, I call it the moving average, because it's like a moving average in TA. I use the most moving average with Bitcoin. And with this in mind, I do a sum of the points, because if the price increases, for example, the moving average will increase as well. It's normal, it's mathematically very logical. And this is what happens also astrologically. So with the energy, I would say that also the price increases. Of course, sometimes there are little differences. I do not take into account the weekends here. So this is all that you can read into the introduction that explains where are the lags, so to speak. And we start the month with a point of 80, and then we go to 102. It will be sort of up and down in the beginning of the month, as you can see. But normally also when I have 2 consecutive days like this with the same value, it's not necessarily the same price. So the price will be similar in a similar manner. I expect here some differences. For example, so some pump dumps will happen because on the 2nd of March we also have the event of Venus turning retrograde, and we have other positive aspects in the chart of Bitcoin. You see the calendar actually. Then we will experience a decrease, so a dump, and this is due to the aspect on the 9th. So the aspect on the 9th from Saturn, this would really drive the whole thing. But this is felt before even, and this is based on the other planets, that really happen. Some of them are in, let's say, in the same direction with Saturn. Others are contrary to Saturn, and I take all these and arrive at these numbers that are here. So it shows a possible bottom around the 10th, 11th, based on the other influences that we got besides Saturn. Also, we have the energy of the eclipse on the 14th. And now it is pump or dump. I would say it would be a pump-dump scenario, because it will start from here, but it will have a positive aspect that would bring it up around the date, not necessarily the day of the eclipse. So when I say the date, it's always the UTC time zone location being London, UK, England. So I think you know that. And then you can convert to your own time zone, or set your chart for UTC for this location. This is what I do, for example. For me, it's more comfortable. And we'll have a dump, because the day is also super volatile. We have also a negative but also positive influence with Uranus. So we'll get a dump, but recovery will happen fast. And we know in Bitcoin, even in a day, I tracked recently that the highest difference between the high and the low was over 11,000. And so in a day, really, then it was recovered, this difference. And then open close was much tight. I don't remember exactly how it was. But because we see historically the percentages on Glassdoor and whatever, but when you really track the money, so to speak, it's 11K in one day. Yes, so it can be really serious, dumps and pumps. Unfortunately, I cannot predict the volume here, but it will go slightly up after the eclipse, and then it will take off from the 18th onwards, I see, because 18th has this Neptune-Jupiter aspect, and it will be volatile. Of course, some profits will be cashed in. The energy has values that are really higher, as you can see from the previous month, if you look, and it goes to 116. So this is really the highest number, I think, and then it will retrace a bit, then it goes again up, and we reach here a maximum of 144. At least this is the maximum that I get. If we get a new at the highest here or even here, it is possible that we will not get the second one despite of the energy going upwards. This is a phenomenon that I noticed lately on Bitcoin, that once it achieves a new ATH, it would really not stay there. It might not be the case now with eclipses, very hard to say. I tell you, based on the computation of the planets, what I got. So here it goes up, yes, from the 22nd, here towards a possible peak. We see 24th, 25th, then a bit of retracement, but it's not significant based on the numbers. And then it will go up again to 142, which can be similar to this. And then it will dump again a bit, and then it goes up. You don't see it, but in April, I have a peak on the 2nd of April, when we do have also the ingress of Mars. So Mars entering the sidereal Cancer in direct motion, and it will be still out of bounds. And this is basically one of the highest points, local points in terms of astrology. But like I said, it's good here to make risk management and to see also the price action. When we will see the price action at that moment, we will know more about it, and if it makes sense to exit here, for example, or even here. This 116 could really materialize into a new ATH, I have impression, due to the fact that it's higher than the other value, so it could be something higher, but I don't know if this will continue, and this will be really, because the current trend doesn't show that. And I want only to say, because if you get here, you know, a new ATH, a nice profit, and you want to exit, then maybe this is the most prudent approach to exit. If you are sure it continues, you have this, then so astrologically it has the potential to do that. So this is what I see. The second part of the month is stronger. I don't see, you know, a huge dump. Of course, everything can happen. I told you, so 11K in one day between the high and the low that we had. This was the biggest. And retracements are for basically buying, I would say, based on the price trajectory that we saw together. Now, I would like only to finish with some closing thought here. It's about the liquidity in the world currently. So I listen, follow financial expertise. Of course, I don't follow other astrologers because of the bias, and especially on Twitter, there are many and many opinions. I would say that it is important to see the correlation between the M2 global liquidity and the evolution of Bitcoin as well. There is correlation also with Nasdaq. So if you are into that, you can really take into consideration the fact that if liquidity is low actually, and the dollar is still very strong in the world, so we talk about this global liquidity, we don't have liquidity. And then people would really move the money from here to there, and once something really works and we are all here, we made the profit, then they would exit and would cash the profit in. So because it's about, and I'm not talking only about the normal retail investor, but I talk also about banks, about the big money. They do the same because it's not much money currently. It's also a very unsure situation with the tariffs and what will happen. Therefore, gold still increases. It's seen as a safe haven. Also, commodities, maybe they go into bonds as well. So we need to take this into account for Bitcoin. Therefore, I'm saying if something really happens and it breaks, let's say, to 117 or whatever, when you see, so around the date where the price is, the value for the intensity is 116, then it might be also a good risk management strategy to exit partially, at least. So this is what I wanted to share. March is very important. It's a month full of events. You can look and watch all the videos. I want to thank you in advance for the time invested. Of course, you make your own judgment here, and as we see the price action unfolding, we will know more. So this is what I wanted to share. Thank you. I wish you a very successful month. See you.